I'm not fighting so some man or woman I barely know can sit on a throne made of swords.
So what are you fighting for?
Life. Death is the enemy.
Hey guys, it's Chris and welcome back to another Game of Thrones Season 8 prediction video, or more of a speculation, ideas, asking you what the hell you think type of video. Let's talk about Beric Dondarrion for a minute. What is his actual role in the show? So, we've followed the Brotherhood without banners throughout many seasons of Game of Thrones. Obviously, Beric Dondarrion is their leader. We were first introduced to Beric Dondarrion when Ned sent him on a quest to the Riverlands to find the mountain and bring him to justice, and it turns out that he formed the Brotherhood without banners, and of course he got brought back from the dead 6 different damn times. And of course the Hound is reunited with the Brotherhood when he finds out that Lemoncloak and those guys actually killed Brother Ray and the whole community he was trying to help, and he hooks up with them and goes on the trek up north because they've decided they're heading up north where the real war is, because apparently they saw it in the flames. And they end up going on this mission beyond the wall to help Jon find this white. But is that it? Is that Beric Dondarrion's role? Or does he have a bigger role to play before he actually dies in Game of Thrones, if he dies at all? Now, I will say this will contain book spoilers really quick, so if you hadn't read the books, I will be talking about his arc in the books really quick, just to give a little perspective. In the books, he is actually already dead because he gives what's called the Kiss of Life to a dead Catelyn Stark, who would become Lady Stoneheart. Now, I won't get into the whole Lady Stoneheart arc here. Basically, she is a vengeful character out to kill anybody who had anything to do with the Red Wedding, any fray associated with the Red Wedding, even people that just knew about it but had nothing to do with it. She wants to kill them all. She is a very vengeful character in the books, and of course that never happened in the show, so that leaves the question, if Beric used the Kiss of Life to bring Catelyn back to life as Lady Stoneheart, and he dies in the books while doing so, why is he still around in the show? Is he going to use the Kiss of Life in Game of Thrones? Also, let me say really quickly, I don't think he is dead. I do think that Beric and Tormund survived the collapse of the wall in Season 7. We did see them running across the wall as opposed to trying to run down the stairs. So I think more than likely they will travel across the wall from Eastwatch by the Sea all the way to Castle Black perhaps, since that's the only other manned wall in the show. But perhaps they will find a way down the wall and see if there are any survivors. I have a feeling they will show up at Castle Black, actually crossing the wall itself. But the question is, what is Beric's role now, and Tormund's for that matter? Because now they are behind the Night King. If the Night King is heading straight south towards Winterfell, the Last Hearth, all that stuff, they have to go all the way to Castle Black, and then they would have to come down the wall and regroup with the Lord Said, for example, and come in behind the Night King. But then again, it depends on what the Night King is going to do. If he's going to kind of zigzag across Westeros in the north to try to take out every single castle he can and add to his army of the dead, they could have time to get down there to Winterfell before the Night King arrives there himself. So what will Beric's role be? Will he give the Kiss of Life to somebody to bring them back from the dead? And who will that be if he uses it at all? So one option could be Tormund himself. We could see a scene where he does in fact go down to where Eastwatch had collapsed and finds Tormund dead and gives him the Kiss of Life because he believes he has a bigger role to play as far as establishing the wildlings as a part of the community now south of the wall in the Seven Kingdoms, or he believes he has some bigger role to play to help Jon out, whatever. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's more likely if he does use the Kiss of Life, it will be a bigger character in the story. And a couple options we have are Jon Snow. Obviously, that would be something pretty damn traumatic. Jon's already told us that if he dies again to Melisandre, please don't bring me back. But of course, he never told Beric that, and Beric did have a long talk with him about both of them being resurrected, and they were chosen by the Lord of Light to do something to help save the damn world. So I do actually think Jon could be a big candidate for that Kiss of Life if it happens at all. And it would really piss him off because that would be now the second time he's brought back from the dead. And of course you have other options like perhaps Dany. Maybe Dany perhaps gets killed in the middle of the battle, perhaps after she has her baby or whatever, and she is killed, and that gives us the heartbreak and tragedy of a big Dany death. And perhaps Jon is all up in arms about it because now they're in love, perhaps even married at this point, and then Beric comes along and actually brings Dany back and gives up his own life, and that gives us kind of a happy ending in the sense of Danny and John living. So that's another possibility. The last person I want to talk about being the Hound himself. Beric and the Hound have been pretty much linked since season 5 when he ran into the Brotherhood without banners. And as I mentioned before, he's the one who helped the Hound kind of understand there's other things bigger than himself. He helped him get on this kind of redemption arc about all the bad things he's done, and now he's willing to risk his life to go up north of the wall, for example, and bring back a white to help save the realm. So he's part of the Dirty Dozen now, and I think Beric had a lot to do with that. So I could see a scenario where the Hound actually dies in battle for some reason, and him being part of now the Brotherhood without banners essentially, and part of this bigger role in the wars to come as far as the Night King and the battle for the Dawn. I could see the Hound dying in some sense and Beric actually using his own life to bring him back, because he believes he has a bigger role to play, just like he's been telling him the entire time they've been together. But anyway, I don't want to get into too much speculation. I want to hand it off to you guys. What do you think? What is Beric Dondarrion's ultimate role, and will he use the Kiss of Life in the show just like he did in the books to bring back Catelyn Stark as Lady Stoneheart? Do you think it could be Jon? Do you think it could be Danny? Or perhaps the Hound himself? But do you think Beric Dondarrion will use the Kiss of Life? Because if not, ultimately, what is his storyline? Was it just to get the Hound back on track? Or was that a combination of Arya, Brienne, and other people that he ran across as well? And what will his endgame be as far as using the Kiss of Life to bring someone back that may die in the battle against the Night King? So anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. And as usual, thank you for all the support, especially to you guys on Patreon. And a huge shout out to my executive Patreon SmokeScreen producers, Griffin, Lala, Kissa, Powell, Marylin, Bentley, JoAnna, Doc Colliday, Anonymous, Goska, HoonJive, Horton, Erin, Habig, John, Carey, Anastasia, Jason Landers, DTizSmith, MJW, Carole Brown, D Brown, and Mel Hoffman. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support. And to everyone on Patreon, I really appreciate it. You guys get this channel by during the long night. So anyway, guys, I really appreciate it. And be sure to subscribe to get everything. And be sure to click that notification bell so you're notified when I drop a new video. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.